Hey YouTube, and welcome to episode 4 of 2 Loons and a Little Fishing Boat. In this episode we finally start work on the new floor, replace the worse for wear windows and investigate a potential horror story. With better weather inbound, we're hoping to get a good crack on and make some significant progress in the coming weeks. As ever, if you like the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and to keep up to date with the channel, don't forget to subscribe. So when we looked at the floor and how we're going to fix it in place, we decided that we really needed to address the soft rotten wood that was helping hold up the fuel locker staging, and we're glad we did. There is good wood under there, but it wouldn't have stayed good, and due to the fact we'd have a new floor, it would have been buried and caused us problems further down the line. As we're going to cut out the front of the fuel locker, Keith came up with the idea that we should leave it open. Initially, I wasn't convinced, but once we cut it out, I had to agree with him.
Our plan for laying the bearers on which the deck will sit is to have each bearer spaced at 6-inch intervals. As we're using timber that's approximately 50mm tall, a mark is placed roughly the lowest point of the hole on the platform where the survey pole used to stand. Then I was hoping to use the string line and hanging spirit level to allow a level line to be drawn across. This was not going to work out as the tape would not stick, so we decided to go for the lowest rib line either side, as the original moulding should be symmetrical. Using the distance from the aft end to the edge of the pole moulding means our plans to have a bearer every 6 inches will work perfectly. So a mark is drawn roughly centre of where each will sit.
get the correct profile so the bearers provide a flat and level base for the plywood, we've cut the batten to size and drawn a mark every 3 inches along the length. Obviously, with a boat being boat shaped, each length is different, so we've numbered the batten so each piece goes back where it should once it's been profiled. We then position each bearer in turn and measure in millimetres from the bottom of the batten to the existing boat deck and note it down, resulting in the table as shown.
Using all the measurements we took previously, a mark is made from the top down at each given point along the length of each piece. After all marks are drawn, then it is just a case of joining the dots. Next, I'm going to be using the bandsaw to follow the lines and give us our finished bearers. This will not provide a perfect profile, but that is not the plan. This will give us a rough fit that will be corrected using the fiberglass peanut butter that will be made. Essentially, this is like a thick glue, so the bearers can be seated and then levelled before allowing to set.
Now, looking at where we're going to secure the aft end of the floor, it's all a bit too soft and really needs attending to. In order to dig out all the soft and rotten wood, we're going to need to remove the front of the fuel locker and then cut down to good wood. Hopefully, not too far.
next job we need to do, when the weather is kind enough to allow us, is to set the bearers in place with the fiberglass peanut butter. Once that is done, we can look at making a pattern to cut the deck panels out of 9mm external plywood, ready to be treated and fixed down. Now it's time to replace the tired old windows. The first job was to remove the old ones to use as a template for marking out the new windows. This was achieved by simply positioning the old panes on a new sheet of polycarbonate and drawing around them with a marker. Following the lines with the jigsaw, the new panes were roughly cut and checked frequently against the original. Once the initial shape had been trimmed, the edges were then cleaned with a file. I then offered the new panels up to the rubber moulding to see what final adjustments needed to be made. After making the final adjustment so the panels fitted nicely, it's merely a case of securing the windows in place using the locking bead.
So, we're going to build ourselves a forward locker. Originally, when the boat was built, it would have been open under the front seat, and the fact that they've boarded it up and not put a hatch in makes me wonder what secrets may be lurking under there. Ideally, we want to use it for easy access storage for things like spare life jackets, anchor and fenders, etc. But we've got no idea what we're going to find. Well, there's only one way to find out. I'll start by measuring the centre lines and positioning the template and sticking it in place. A couple of drilled holes to allow the jigsaw to get started, and follow the inside of the template to cut out the hole for the hatch, and it won't be long till we see what lies beneath. Okay, that wasn't quite expected. It's absolutely jam-packed with polystyrene. Why? I have no idea. The only thing that comes to mind is that the survey kit they used to carry was significantly heavy, and the polystyrene was meant to try and prevent the boat sitting too low in the water. But I'm probably wrong. Answers on a postcard. After emptying the void, we're pleased to announce there's nothing horrific, and it will make a great storage space. I offer up the hatch and drill the fixing holes, and then it's just a case of running a thick bead of silicone around the outside, bolting it into place and popping the screw covers on. A very easy job that goes towards making our boat the perfect little fisher.